Mysterious stories.
It is hard to know exactly the way we will react to a horrifying scene unless we face it. Hope that situation will never happen.
Does he look at me?
Number 10. An Uber driver and two passengers were on their trip. Suddenly a white car passed to the left of their car and stopped in front of them. The man in the car got out and ran over and asked the Uber driver to get out.
What's going on?
I don't know.
What is that?
What's that?
You blew the right leg. Get the out of the car right now.
Just
not
go,
getting
just
out of
go,
the
go. Just go around.
However, the Uber driver made the right decision not to get out of the car and listened to the two passengers in the car to drive away. After driving for a short distance, they noticed the lights of a car following them. They decided to call the police and report to the police about everything that happened.
Call 911.
Make a left here.
Make a left here. Our car is following us. And he bangs on the window and said, get out of the car to the driver.
The police officer immediately informed all the vehicles about the details of the white car and immediately searched.
It's hard for him to open the doors because they don't know how to open the door with the Tesla.
That's good.
So that actually worked.
Okay, so see, now that's another
Did he
benefit.
try to open the
Yes,
door?
yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
The car chasing them was still nearby. The man was eventually charged with being under the influence. The Uber driver and passengers made the right decisions in this situation. If not, I really don't know how bad things would get. Number 9. The J Mort, a YouTuber, was skiing in the Swiss Alps and suddenly a huge avalanche struck and buried him. Daniel O'Sullivan and his companions tried to locate and dug him up as quickly as possible before running out of air or freezing to death. Daniel threw away his gloves so he could assemble his diggers faster. Even though the fingers are cold, the important thing now is to save Thejemort's life. They couldn't see anything at first, but then James stuck his ski pole out and waved it around to get attention. The search took hours and they eventually saved his life. Once the J Mort was located, Daniel immediately digs through the snow with his bare hands and a shovel.
We're here, dude.
Daniel's hands were freezing cold. But after all, they saved Thejemort's life. Number 8. A clerk was charging a customer in Japan. Suddenly the electricity was lost and the ground began to shake. The customer didn't know what to do but stood still when the clerk immediately pulled the customer inside the counter and used her hand to cover the customer's head and hide under the counter. As soon as the two took a position to hide under the counter, the glass wine bottles fell off and were broken right at the location where the customer was standing before. Fortunately, the store was standing and both were safe. The clerk promptly pulled the customer into a safe hiding place at the last seconds before the glass bottles fell. Number 7. The clerk noticed a blue car stopped at the gas station. Two people got out of the car. However, the strange point here is that the woman walks quite far from the man. At the same time, looking at the two people, it seems that they are not close to each other. The woman looked quite stressed, and the man seemed more relaxed. The two immediately went to the ATM to withdraw a large amount of cash. The clerk saw these two people as suspicious. Therefore, just as they were about to leave, the clerk stopped the woman and stood between the two. The woman was asked to return to the store. The clerk confronted the man directly. The man hesitated for a moment, then drove away. The clerk was right about the situation when he asked the woman to stay. Because the woman was actually detained and asked to withdraw money from many ATMs in the middle of the night.
You come my bed, I help you, no problem.
The clerk did the right thing to help this woman out of danger. Number 6. A man walked into a gas station and asked to give him money. However, many customers who were buying there, together, joined forces to restrain him until the authorities came. This can prove the effectiveness of group defense when everyone joins forces to protect each other. What is needed in this situation is to have one brave person step out first and others to follow suit. However, if no one follows you, things will be terrible. Number 5. Sasha, a YouTuber, is on her Korean journey. While recording, she spotted a clown wearing a white mask that always appeared in her videos. At first, he just watched from afar, but gradually drew closer and closer to her.
He looks creepy. Does he look at me?
At first, she didn't take the matter seriously, but when she noticed this clown followed her all the way into the mall. She really takes this as a serious problem.
because this strange guy he's here, and it's not funny. Look. He look at me.
She tried to run away from this clown as quickly as possible. Maybe she didn't know the police contact number in Korea is 112 and called the customer shuttle service. The service car arrived just in time before the clown had a chance to approach and possibly attack her. She managed to escape and handled the situation properly while trying to stay away from this strange person. Number 4. Christopher Carlson was skiing in Switzerland when an avalanche suddenly struck right behind him. This is truly a situation that makes it difficult to react in time. He was completely buried and trapped under 6 feet of snow. If we were in this situation, we would think we wouldn't be able to survive. However, Christopher made the right decision to do nothing. He lay still. He didn't try to dig to get out, nor did he scream due to the fear of lack of oxygen. He tried to save energy so he could wait as long as possible for help. Until he noticed the snow above him moving. He shouted to let his friends know they were looking in the right place. After a while of digging, he saw the light again and his friends who had tried to save his life. Number 3. Delbert Latham and his son were riding on a roller coaster, but suddenly his son couldn't sit still and fell off to the floorboards. The boy said to his father in a panicked voice, "My seatbelt." Delbert was able to hold the boy's waist.
I got you. It's not, hey, you're fine, I promise, okay?
The only thing that could keep the boy from flying off was his father's arm. Delbert tried to hold onto his son as tightly as he could because the major fall was approaching.
I got you. Hey, you're fine.
Most parents would be freaking out. But Delbert was very calm. Imagine how bad things could be. Fortunately, Delbert was very quick to hold his son. The operator was aware of the seatbelt failure but still let everyone sit on this terrifying roller coaster ride. The boy must not be the only one with this bad experience. Number 2. Sailing Latitude, a YouTube channel, posted a video of a group of people sailing around the Italian island of Sardinia. Suddenly, a terrible thunderstorm hit and they had to face a dangerous situation on their own. The wind was blowing too hard and the thunder was extremely violent. They had no choice but to try to weather this storm. The most experienced navigator can estimate the 2 areas most hit by lightning. They decided to steer the boat between these 2 areas skillfully. However, the wind could change direction at any time and could bring the thunderclouds closer to them. Being trapped in a storm like this is an overwhelming experience. Like in this video, these people were trapped in this storm for 10 minutes and 15 seconds. In the end, they made it through and the sky cleared as if nothing had happened before. Number 1. Buraz Bash is a YouTuber. His entire neighborhood is inundated with water and people are still trapped in it. He's trying to stay optimistic. A real crisis happens when water in the backyard begins to flood the house. This YouTuber bravely records the scene to relieve stress. However, I notice the TV is still on. Although it is far from the water level, it is best to turn off the TV. Because it can electrify the water they are standing in.
People water around your house. Not that bad.
When the water level is too high, they get out by canoe and rows to dry place. Without this canoe, they could have been given with support and assistance from neighbors. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because I upload a new video every day. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of my other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy.